changes in form, but generally everybody's kind of been staying at the same place in the table. You know, the players who are statistically some of the worst ones usually do stay in that kind of zone, and players who statistically are much faster and make less mistakes have been staying consistent so far. We're going to have to see a big improvement from these players that so far haven't really pushed themselves to the top of the leaderboards when it comes to average times, when it comes to mistakes they've made, when it comes to best times. We're going to have to see a massive improvement right here, right now. So I hope these teams have been getting in their practice over the past couple weeks.
Well, there's another little spicy pick. It will be another go around on Aeropipes on this one, and that is once again going to be EXALTY picking it. I think they are pretty much the only team to have picked this map in the Challenger League.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they have won it, I think, every time they've picked it so far. Is that correct?
Yeah, they did beat Sprout on it last week.
Yeah, they did beat Sprout on it despite Dexter
Despite
getting
Dexter's
the world
work,
record on it. And he's still, that is still a record that we have over the Grand League so far. We can still hold that one up and say that, you know, we can definitely compete with the Grand League. But yeah, no, that one still holds. But EXALTY did look more consistent on it, and that is why I think they like picking this one now.
This is a spicy start
really
to our Super Week. Flip of Faith then going to be picked up Alternate Attacks.
My god. Reps, Flip of Faith, and Aeropipes. We are being treated today. Maybe we don't have a gyroscope. Okay, that's fine.
Well.
We've got plenty of other interesting stuff happening. I don't think I've ever been like, you know, like, every time we see gyroscope get banned out, I'm like, oh, everyone's so boring. This isn't boring though. This is fine. I'll take it.
And I definitely do think, you know, that was Flip of Faith not being picked like 6th or going down to that 7th random map pick. That's map 5. And as we were saying, Alternate Attacks, probably the favored team coming in. They have just looked so strong and so consistent throughout it. I think Scandir in particular is probably the best performing player in a lot of ways in the Challenger League at the moment. He is the most consistent player pretty much across Challenger League and Grand League in terms of the times that he just bangs out round on round. So Alternate Attacks being favored, but EXALTY have looked really good on Aeropipes, and if they pick up the one map, I mean, we're almost guaranteed, I feel like, at that point to be getting map 5, which means we're gonna get Flip of Faith in this match.
Yeah, very possibly. And yeah, no, EXALTY have looked good on Aeropipes, which is an interesting thing to say for a map that is so flip-floppy. So I'm excited to see what will happen here. They used Aeropipes to get themselves some momentum in the series last week against Sprout. They managed to take that one to 4-2, and it was a close series despite, you know, being 2 maps down by the end of it. It was really interesting to see a team, you know, that has had 4-0 losses be able to come up against one of the most consistent and fastest teams and be able to really bring the fight to them.
But it needs to be more than a fight for EXALTY at the moment. They are one of the teams tied on 1 and 4 down at the bottom. And unfortunately for them, the 2 other teams tied on 1 and 4 are playing against each other tomorrow. Easy Dream will be taking on BS Plus competition. So at least one of them will move to 2 in order to give themselves a chance to get into the playoffs. EXALTY either need to beat Alternate Attacks today or they need to beat Fine Aim Racing tomorrow. And that is not going to be easy as we get to the end of our first round here on Slowdown. Mi Quattro does lead the moment. Wosal deep on the inside. There's more speed from Mi Quattro though, and he will get to the line first just about. Will beat out Wosal on that one, and it is going to be a round win to kick things off for EXALTY.
Yeah, I think I think you can see just from that one round. That's the first. Usually in the first round we see crashes. We see, you know, maybe a player a second down. Everybody was within a quarter of a second there in that first round. So I think everybody has come out to play today. I think you can see that from Mi Quattro, who has been at times up at the top of our leaderboards when it comes to average time. So I think really everybody's come out to play here today. I'm excited to see this one go because Scandir has been a big player for Alternate Attacks in the same way that Mi Quattro has been a big player for EXALTY. So it's, I think, going to be a bit of a battle of the titans here, but I'm going to really look to see if Wosal and Link can pull together some points for the team as well.
It's going to be close, and with players pushing each other that hard as well. I'm excited to see how close we can get to the current Challenger League record on this one. A 56.422, only 13 thousandths behind the Grand League record that was reset by PAC last weekend as well. This is going to be a tight race to finish, but it does look like Alternate Attacks have just kept it that much cleaner. A 56.7 again for Alternate Attacks, and they are very, very close together in that time.
Yeah, that's brilliant from both of those players. Absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Again, I mean, EXALTY didn't do anything particularly wrong there. They were just a little bit slower, and that is the difference that we're going to see, I think, quite a lot throughout this series, is that alternate attacks just seem to be consistently faster throughout this one. We're going to see Scandia get a lot more first positions. I get the feeling, but EXALTY are really going to have to fight hard for every single map here.
It's going to be tough. I mean, you'd expect all of these players now to know slowdown like the back of their hand. It is the only map that has got a 100% pick rate in Challenger League at the moment. It shows up, and it's, I think, in the first 4 pretty much every single one of those times as well. So these players, they come into every week knowing that they're going to be playing a match on slowdown. Yeah,
you can really see how well practiced we are here in the final couple of weeks, as every player seems to have gotten rid of most of their mistakes. McQuattro will take a little flight there and send him down into 4th position. He's not going to be contesting, but Link overtakes Wosile right at the end. There he is. He's come to save his teammate, and he's forced to draw.
That is a big snipe from Lincoln. Once again, you need to be getting a 56.7 is what it looks like in order to get a round win here. And unfortunately, Wosile and Scandir were just a little bit off the pace on that round. Link gets through, keeps the match within 2, but that ace at the moment feeling like it is costing EXALTY a little bit, as at half the points needed to win this map right now, alternate attacks are very much in the driver's seat. Another ace, another round win, either one would put them in track point.
Yeah, it is really insane when you consider that to get first place here in these rounds now, you are having to get within about 0.3 of the world record. We saw the world record get broken here last week by Feed, and then it was broken once again by just about 100th by Pack. And now you can see that new record there up at the top left, but you're really having to get close to it consistently to win rounds at this point, and Link once again is on pace to do that as we move forward to the identity. Scandia trying to make up some time with a nice line. It's good, he gets ahead. I'm not sure where everybody went there. McQuattro might just take it by 100th. It's amazing. Another 56.7 gets EXALTY 2 points.
I thought Scandir had that in the bag. He went on a charge over that first hill, put himself in great position as well to carry that all the way to the line. But McQuattro on the finish line had the edge necessary. And EXALTY, they claw it back within 1. That's such an important round win for them.
That is absolutely massive. EXALTY really, really looking good here, keeping up. And not just keeping up with alternate attacks, but bringing the fight to them. Both players from EXALTY have fallen back. Link did not bonk, but he took an interesting line there. McQuattro very much did bonk. He is going to be several seconds down now, so it's all up to Link to keep up with Scandir and Wosile and pounce on any mistakes that they might make. But these are not players that make mistakes often.
Oh, and what had been so good, so consistent, so competitive from EXALTY really comes down to 2 rounds. It looks like now that alternate attacks have been able to find aces in. That's 6 points. I mean, that's just a huge swing in the course of the match. Wosile will get shaky towards the end, but has plenty of clearance. And alternate attacks now a single point away from winning map 1 here. EXALTY need to ace twice in a row themselves.
Yeah, and you can see how much an early round mistake punishes you now. I've said it from the beginning, is that generally we only see mistakes on the identity in slowdown when you're within about 2/10 of your opposition, you know, and there is actual real pressure on you. It is very easy to, well, it's not very easy, I wouldn't be able to do it, but for these players it is quite easy to safe that finish and maybe take a less risky line that throws you less into the air, throws you less into the crowd, and makes less mistakes. And you can see that from alternate attacks. They don't put up world record smashing times, but they are able to get through completely cleanly once they're 1 second ahead of their opposition. Sorry.
And you have to just, it's consistency for alternate attacks. And I mean, for EXALTY to a degree as well, every single round so far in this map has been a 56-7 winning time. These players, they're practiced on it, but, you know, that is 3/10 off the world record. There is a little bit of extra pace to be squeezed out if you're willing to risk it all. And unfortunately for EXALTY, Wosile doesn't need to risk it all right now. Just needs to keep it clean. A top 2 would be good enough as long as one of the players from alternate attacks does it. And with Link a long way back, it doesn't matter that McQuattro gets there. We'll finally get a 56-9. We will break out of the 56-7s. But it will ultimately be a win for alternate attacks on the map. A draw is as good as a win.
It's a very good performance from EXALTY against a team that we are really looking at to be one of the top 2 seeds here in the league. But yeah, you can just see the consistency from alternate attacks is absolutely next level. There were barely any mistakes, and when there were mistakes, they were not round-ending mistakes. They were a couple of attempts. I think I think we've categorized them as mistakes and crashes. Crashes is more than about 1.5 seconds. We didn't see any of that from Alternate Attacks, so very good start for them. They look consistent, but consistency gets you absolutely nowhere on Aeropipes.
It's true. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful mess, and EXALTY will be hoping that they can bring this match back to a 1-1 scoreline. They've looked good on this map. Even when their opponents are putting up very fast times, this has been a map that they do manage to stay that little bit more consistent on, and it does come down to the identity so often in this one, avoiding the slowdowns and avoiding the big crashes as well, because it is very easy to crash out and lose an awful lot of time here on Aeropipes.
Yeah. Look, as much as everybody pretends to hate this map, you all love it in the end. We have seen some of the best moments in both the Challengers League and the Grand League here on Aeropipes. It was a rarity to see this map. It's now becoming a lot more common. So I'm hoping for something interesting there. And Miquacho doesn't quite make it through the turn. Link hits a bubble. They're both back by quite a long way. And for a team that picked this map and have been very confident on this map, that's not a good start.
That's not exactly what you want to see, is two crashes from both members of the team as Wosal and Skandir go herring off towards the end of the track now. It's not over. Link could very much catch up. Is within 3 seconds, and a crash could cost Alternate Attacks that much time.
Well, it would have to be absolutely insane for Miquacho to be able to catch up at this point, but you really never know as we head towards the pipes here. Wosal and Skandir, can they get it done cleanly in the first round? Can they get through this one? The first pipe is good from both of them. The second pipe is good from both of them. It's all going to take absolutely nothing to get through to the end. It's a 1:10.8 as well. Very good time for Wosal. Skandir follows up by 2/10, and EXALTY can't even get to the finish.
It's not great, right? That's not the start that we wanted to see out of EXALTY, just for the overall complexion of the match as well, because EXALTY dropping here on a map that has been their pocket pick, their surprise weapon against a lot of the other teams, for even just trying to claw back that map score. To drop an ace on round 1 to early mistakes, to struggle on the identity, and afterwards, I mean, struggling on the identity at a time when both of your opponents have already finished is maybe less relevant. You're maybe not 100% tryharding anymore. I want to see better from them, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking, is it really a surprise pick anymore for EXALTY? The thing is, I think Alternate Attacks will have known that they were going to, or at least, you know, guessed that they were going to be going here into Aeropipes against EXALTY. They've picked it a couple times, and it has taken teams by surprise. But as soon as you start doing that consistently, suddenly it's just the pick that we expect from EXALTY, and Alternate Attacks seem to know what they're doing on this map. It's not catching anybody off guard anymore when EXALTY go, oh, we're going to go Aeropipes, have fun. No, Alternate Attacks are well practiced on this map now. They looked on that round very much like they knew what they were doing all the way to the very end. Oh, that's not looking like you know what you're doing, however, but it's not a terrible mistake. You never know. Link and Miquacho both made mistakes on the pipe. Well, Miquacho didn't really make it to the pipes, but Link made a mistake on the pipes last round. Can Wosal take advantage of a similar situation? Link and Miquacho, it's their turn in a 1 and 2 position. The first pipe is good. Can they get onto the second one nicely? There's no slowdown for either of them. Wosal has to correct massively. Can't get it to the finish line, but it doesn't matter either way. It's a 1-2 for EXALTY and a second ace in the map.
A full turnaround, a slower round, but not by much, and we are getting consistent kind of 111s and 110 highs on this round now for the teams that are winning, which is good to see. Consistency on Aeropipes, you absolutely love it. The mistakes were not as bad from Alternate Attacks in that round as EXALTY's were in round 1. They were in a position to catch back up if the mistakes had come through for EXALTY, and EXALTY, when the pressure was on, they managed to keep the cars clean, they managed to get the ace back, and there's still a chance that we're going to see Flip of Fate, because that's what is important to me right now, Twiggy, is the fact that Flip of Fate, we need to get to map 5 from it, and that means Alternate Attacks not winning everything from here on out.
It's been a little while since we've seen Flip of Faith as well. I am very much looking forward to a potential Flip of Faith in this series, and one that really could swing either team in the direction of winning the series is always lovely to see, because you can always... we'll get to it when we get to it. We're still here on Aeropipes for the time being, and there's so much to go over in each of these rounds that I don't think we have much time to talk about other maps as we go forward. Skandir and Wosal this time are out ahead in the 1-2 that they were in that first round. This time Miquacho, however, right on their tails, ready to pounce on a mistake. Can they do that? Scandir and Wosal, can they get through these pipes unscathed like they did in the first round? McQuattro has a bit more speed and overtakes Wosal. May just be able to catch up to... Oh, it happened! He's in first position! He's going to get through to the finish line! He has pounced on double mistakes from both of these players. Wosal just didn't have enough speed to keep up with McQuattro there. It's another brilliant time. Another 1:10.7 is absolutely awesome. I mean... Hey, look, there might not be consistency, but the times are there.
It was just really, that was a good round. McQuattro carried more speed into the engine off. That's an early crash from Wosal. Scandir with a touch as well. EXALTY could move to 8 points here, and they have, overall, on balance, looked like the team making less mistakes on Aeropipes.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what, alternate attacks may have, you know, got a bit tilted by that round. I have no clue. Those were two... I haven't seen mistakes in those areas of the map whatsoever so far. That is very unfortunate, but luckily Scandir's was a very small one. Wosal's did not set him back too much time either. They were both low speed when they did hit those walls, so McQuattro and Link still have pressure on them, still need to keep it clean through the pipes. And as we know, that is not an easy task, but Scandir goes a little wide on the corner again and drops himself further back into 4th place now. Wosal, it's going to be all up to you to be able to catch up. He had less speed than McQuattro when he entered the pipes last time around, and it looks like this time he needs a lot more speed to be able to get up to them. Link doesn't make it past the first pipe, and Wosal pounces on that one. McQuattro stays clean. He's going to get through to the finish line, no problem, but Wosal is able to force out 1 point, and Link falls back further than Scandir, and it's another draw.
It could be an exciting finish to this map now. Alternate Attacks still sitting only a single point behind EXALTY. And with plenty of time left, I mean, EXALTY are not on track point just yet. No one is going to be finishing this in a single round, but we are kind of only 2 rounds away from one of the teams managing to put it beyond reach. Hey, I mean, maybe we'll manage to get an overtime for the first time in a while.
God, that would be, my heart rate would, you know, I'd have to go for a check-in with the doctor if we went to an overtime on Aeropipes again. That was not good for me last time around. This time, Wosal and Scandir both in 1st and 2nd place. We know how tenuous that position can be here on this map. EXALTY, stay close. It's going to be another pretty close round. It's going to be all down to the pipes once again. Oh dear. McQuattro makes another tiny mistake, falls back a little further, but again, anything under 2 seconds I feel like is absolutely manageable when you get to the identity here.
Link has the speed. Link is going to try and overtake Scandir over their last couple of corners here. It looks like goes hard into that turn. Does he have more speed going into the engine off? It looks like maybe just about. He is on those tail lights. Link, a snipe here would be so important. Would leave the teams tied at 7, but that's a little bit high onto the pipe from Link, and it'll be an ace instead from Scandir and Wosal. The fastest round we've seen at the top so far as well. And that is Alternate Attacks now a win away from taking map 2.
It's rare that on this map we see it come down to airtime in the end and not anything else. There were no real crashes on the pipes there whatsoever. It was literally just there was a little more airtime from the EXALTY players, and it meant that Alternate Attacks ran away with it. It was a little cleaner from them. It's kind of the first time I've actually seen that in a round. It come down to very much how you position your car on the pipe rather than if you get on it at all.
It's true, and it's credit to these teams. I mean, I know we talk a lot, Twiggy, about how consistency really does carry the day in the Challenger League more often than not, but I do not think that we have seen, I think, just a clearer example than this match so far.
Yeah, really, it comes down to very small mistakes at this point. Anything can punish you. In week 1 and 2, I think we saw this in week 2, right, from EXALTY as well. We didn't think really anything that happened before the pipes mattered, and a lot of the time it really didn't. As long as you were clean through the pipes, you had a very good chance of winning the round. That's not the case anymore. Pretty much, if you make a mistake earlier in the round, you're going to get punished for it by other teams. They are consistent enough now, and this is a very close round. It's really going to matter. Scandir gets ahead of McQuattro, who falls back, but Wosal falls back further than Link. Link has a little less speed, but he stays out ahead of Scandir. It's a draw. And Alternate Attacks stay alive, or sorry, EXALTY stay alive for one more round. Both teams on track point now.
That is crazy. Yeah, I can't believe that ended up in a draw. It's Alternate Attacks still with the advantage. One more point good enough for them on this one. But hey, maybe EXALTY can just pull out the ace, right? This is such a tipping point in how the rest of this match is going to go.
It really is. It's all going to come down to how well everybody is driving here. Alternate Attacks, they only need 1 point. All they need to do is not let EXALTY ace this one, but if EXALTY do get that ace, they take away the map immediately, and that would be absolute heartbreak for Alternate Attacks, who have worked so hard to get to this point on EXALTY's map pick. Oh dear, that's 1 down. Wosal falls to the back of the pack, not by too much. It's not something that he can't get back up, but Skandir is going to have to work harder to make sure that he stays out ahead of Miquatro, maybe gets out ahead of Link as well to force that next point and just make sure he can get this one done. If he stays out ahead, there is no problem whatsoever. He stays ahead of Miquatro and Link for the time being, but it's all going to come down to a matter of hundredths here as we move towards the pipes. Skandir stays out ahead. Miquatro, really tries to take it, but takes a later lane. He hits the bottom. Can Link get out ahead? It's already over. There's no matter. Skandir takes first place. It's a brilliant way to end the round. A 110-9 is very good, and Alternate Attacks take it.
It's a win for Alternate Attacks. They move to the full 11 points. A clean win ultimately on Aeropipes. And quick and consistent. I mean, again, the times were less consistent than we were seeing on Slowdown, but maybe no surprise there that we weren't just getting within the same tenth of a finish every single time. But it was still, you know, 110-6 to 111 was pretty much what we got every single round. And ultimately, Alternate Attacks got both cars across the line more often than their opponents did close to that. And it sounds obvious. It is obvious, but it is the consistency, and that has been Alternate Attack's strongest weapon against their opponents. Is Skandir very rarely gets times outside what he's capable of. He's maybe not the fastest player in Challenger League, but he's close to it, and he just makes so many fewer mistakes than anyone else.
Yeah, and EXALTY's wildcard just doesn't work out this time around. They've picked it, you know, enough times now that teams are expecting to come up on that map, and it's not catching anybody by surprise anymore. Alternate Attacks looked well practiced enough on Aeropipes there to get it done. I think that's just preparation, knowing you're coming up against EXALTY, knowing that their biggest weapon is, you know, picking maps that generally, you know, people don't play as often. It doesn't work out for them this time around. Alternate Attacks are well prepared, and now they're on their own map pick once again, maybe able to bring it to a 3-0 very quickly.
It could be, and then from there, close things out would look good for Alternate Attacks in their race for the top 2 to guarantee their spot at the All-Stars Championship, to give themselves upper bracket heading into the Challenger League playoff. There is just a bit of an error from Skandir, the car getting away from him through the middle of the turn, and a bit of a slowdown as a result. It's a 3-horse race up front, but still Wosal in the race. Wosal overtaking Link, just won't want to lose the gear in this last uphill. This one could be a straight drag race to the finish line. It's straight lines across these jumps.
Link and Wosal are neck and neck now in first and second place. Link has a little more speed and overtakes, but with more speed comes a little more risk as he goes a little bit wide, but Miquatro overtakes. Wosal has too little speed. He's not going to be able to keep up. Miquatro takes first away from his teammate, and it's going to be a draw to start things off. A brilliant time from Miquatro, but I mean, it's going to be very difficult to catch up to the Grand League time. They have a little more strats in the book when it comes to the identity, but very good from look, hey, maybe it wasn't a consistent round, but the thing is, I've always thought of this as this is one of the maps, where Skandir is not the driving force of the team. Wosal seems more consistent on this map. Skandir does put forward very good times a lot, but does make more mistakes, I think, than his teammate.
I think that's not an unfair assessment of how they play on this one. As you say, so often Skandir is the important player for this team. He's going to be the important player in this round anyway, as Wosal will make an error in the corner. Skandir was a little bit loose through on round 1. But we'll see if Skandir can keep it clean. Absolutely right. I think this is now with Skandir in the driver's seat, a position where EXALTY should be hunting for the round win and potentially even the ace. Although Miquatro with a touch, losing speed, and Wosal is coming straight back into this round as well, and it will all be flipped on its head. Link made the mistake here last time around. Has speed over Skandir at the moment. Needs to keep the car straight. Is running out of track to catch up on, and Wosal has the line, has the pace, is going to overtake in mid-air and pull the ace out of the bag for Alternate Attacks.
Oh, that's exactly what they will have wanted there. Skandir with the pace, Wosal with the consistency to be able to pounce on just the tiniest of speed differences from his opposition there. Brilliant round from Alternate Attacks, and they managed to get an ace out of absolutely nowhere. That's going to put them 3 points ahead. That is absolutely massive for them here on their map pick. if they can get this one done, the series is pretty much over.
It does start to feel like it will just start fall down academic from that point on, and it's up to EXALTY then to start to pick up map wins, maybe just to try and keep that map differential high. But we've talked about it already. They need to win a match today or tomorrow, or they are guaranteed going to drop, because the other opponents who are only on one match win at the moment are playing each other tomorrow. BS Plus competition versus Easy Dream guarantees that one of those three teams sitting on 1 and 4 will move to at least 2 and 5 on the regular season. And EXALTY, if they want to do it against Alternate Attacks, it's going to be tough. It comes with maybe a round win here, maybe the mistake coming out of Wosile or Scandir, and the mistake will not come. Everyone keeps it clean, and it might be another ace from Scandir. So close on the line. Less than a tenth of a second, but miQuattro does hold on to at least pick up a single point.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The map difference right now between 8th and 6th place is 3. That is the difference of maps that will make up that tiebreaker here. If EXALTY don't get a map on this series, they are almost completely in the mud. Like, it's gonna take heroics in that in their final matchup of the season for them to catch up to potentially, you know, there is a world in which one of BS Plus competition or Easy Dream get 8 more maps. There is a world in which that happens. It's going to be difficult, obviously, but hey, that is possible, and EXALTY needs something right now. It's really going to come down to map difference in the end of the season. Well, here may be a good chance to catch back up. Wosile, can he keep it consistent as he has so far? miQuattro is not going to make that jump after the wall touch. Oh no, his teammate's going to have to do all the work on this one. Wosile, can you keep it clean to the very end to put EXALTY completely in the dirt on this one? Almost hits the pipe, but it's clean all the way to the end, and Wosile is a monster on this map.
Yeah, has just been banging out those times over and over. 102.798. Will manage to keep it all the way to the end. I mean, miQuattro doesn't really need to worry too much at the moment. Scandir made another mistake somewhere along the way as well. That could have been a round win for Alternate Attacks. EXALTY should count themselves lucky, I think, to get away with the draw there. But unfortunately for them, giving a single point over to your opponents and just, you know, moving the match forward feels pretty bad when you're 4 points down and they've just gotten to 7.
Yeah, really, really not a nice situation to be in. The pressure is really mounting now, and I'm sure it's getting to them mentally as well as just in terms of Alternate Attacks doing better round on round. So it's going to be even more difficult now to get back into this one. And they know that if they take this, if Alternate Attacks take this map away, then EXALTY, they have to reverse sweep this whole series just to be able to get themselves a positive map differential on this one, which they sorely, sorely need. But again, it's another round where Alternate Attacks are out ahead. This time, no early mistake from Scandir or Wosile, and they take a 1-2 position moving forward to the bobsleigh.
Be the one there is
that's why I said moving forward to the bobsleigh and not to the identity.
Not after the bobsleigh as well, exactly. You knew that the mistake was coming through, and a little bit of a mistake it did come through. Scandir now sitting at the back. Wosile leads from miQuattro, and Link. miQuattro carries the speed. It'll come down to this.
Wosile, where are you going?
He is gone. Link needs to dodge that pole. Will just about manage to do so. I don't think there's anyone going to catch him. There is Scandir. Link too slow through the final jump. And a needed ace for EXALTY is denied. He was too slow up the hill. It was just too slow up the hill.
When I saw the angle that he left that jump at, I was like, Scandir's right behind him, bro. Scandir is right behind him. I know exactly what's going to happen here. It's so unfortunate. And that's the difference that just a tiny, tiny, tiny angle can make at that last jump. Any of those jumps. We saw Wosile make a mistake with just a tiny positional error on that the second jump, sorry, and yeah, Scandir was ready to pounce on that one. That's what happens when you can't keep it clean through the identity, but it's very difficult to keep it clean on the identity.
It is. It's hard to keep it clean through that corner after the ice slide as well for EXALTY, for Alternate Attacks at the moment. Few times that both players from the team have made errors at that point of the map so far. This time around, EXALTY, it's given them a little bit of a lead. Look at the speed Wosile has. He's gaining on them. He's maybe too fast for his own good. The entry into the dirt turn sends him into the wall, and it now comes down to Scandir, and really a mistake from either of the cars in red at the moment. miQuattro and Link, they need to keep it clean. They need the ace here. This would tie the match back up. The speed is
it's
break from
amazing.
Scandir. Is he going to snipe?
Oh!
No, he's just too slow to the line.
Oh.
7,000 separates Link and Mi Quattro, and then less than a tenth behind them comes Scandir.
Oh my god, that was so... I thought Scandir was going to be able to do it there. Imagine. But EXALTY, they've pulled back an amazing... I mean, it's not completely just because they've driven... they've driven better than Alternate Attacks in the last couple of rounds, but Alternate Attacks have given them just a tiny bit of an entry into this game, and EXALTY have taken it. Full credit to them. They have absolutely pounced on the errors of Alternate Attacks so far, and it may just be over if EXALTY can use that momentum. Scandir doesn't have a nice ice slide there. He falls back about 6-7 tenths on that turn, and now Wosal has to do all the hard work to stop EXALTY from getting 2 points in the round.
Yep, because this is it. A round win wins it for EXALTY. It would be the entrance they need, not just back into the map. The map would be over. This would be back into the match. It's up to Wosal to keep it clean, but he doesn't now. Scandir is going to be trying to snipe out. He may catch Link, but that's not good enough. He needs to catch them both. Mi Quattro is clean. Link is clean. Scandir has a great line. May catch one. Will catch neither. EXALTY will catch one. He'll catch one. It's not enough. EXALTY take the round win. They take the map win, and we are going to see Flip of Fate at some point in this match now.
What a beautiful comeback from EXALTY in that map. I thought it was over when the score... What was the score? It was like... I think we got to 6-2 or so. That was... hey...
And then to 7-3, and like when you have one team on track point and the other one is sitting 4 points behind, like you say, it starts to feel a little bit over. Surely Alternate Attacks are a team that's good enough to close it out, especially on a map, Twiggy, that they picked. They came into this one, saying, we feel confident on Parkour, guaranteed we're going to see it today, that feels good. And they end up letting a win slip out of their hands. And we'll see come the end of this match whether or not that's really cost them, because we're heading on to Reps, and speaking of maybe slightly out there picks, Reps isn't the furthest out there, but it does see a lot of bans in the Challenger League as well. Yeah. And EXALTY have decided that they want to take it to their opponents on this one.
Are you okay? Do you need a glass of water, bro? Are you...
I've choked, and what I've done there is foreshadowed that someone is going to choke on the map. That's definitely
very good. I like that. That's a good segue. Well done. Yeah.
Good save. Yep.
I completely forgot what I was going to follow up your sentence with at this point. I think it was something to do with we've got 2 bangers in a row in terms of maps here. We've got Reps followed straight up by Flip of Faith now, so I am incredibly excited for the end of this series here. This should be very, very good. And again, yes, this is EXALTY's map pick, so they may just be able to push that momentum and make sure that they can push us forward, not just to Flip of Faith, but a little further than that as well.
Yeah, they could do slightly different lines through that dirt turn. It is one of those outside dirt turns that separate the teams out a little bit at times. It was full outside for Alternate Attacks that time around EXALTY. It looked like at least one member trying to stay a little bit lower. And over the course of the track, they have lost a little bit of time at the moment to Alternate Attacks, but that just means that it will come down very much to a clean identity. The first jump can claim people, and even that final jump, we'll see if they pull a little bit of a Dexter and park the bus on the line.
Surely it'll be completely clean. Surely none of these players will make a mistake here on the identity of Reps. Link does not whatsoever. That is a brilliant time to start things off. A 106.85. Is that... How close is that to the Challenger League record? It's not quite on the world record there, but yeah, I mean,
it's about 4 tenths down. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but for the first round of a
it's true. It's also it's interesting you've brought that up, because I mean, we've talked about how consistency has been very important in this match so far, and even across multiple very different tracks so far, the match has just kind of consistently been about 3 tenths off the Challenger League pace in terms of the record for the Challenger League. The teams are very much just looking to try and drive as consistently as they can, and trying to make sure that they're not making the mistakes, and they're sacrificing a little bit of top-end pace for it, but it's been working out for the most part for at least Alternate Attacks. And EXALTY in that last match, finishing it off on Parkour, really worked for them as well.
Yeah, and Parkour is, one of the maps where we really see that happen, is that Grand League, a lot of the time, they'll go for little flips at the end to save airtime and make sure they get a better line at the end. We don't see that at all. We haven't even seen a player attempt that in the Challengers League, and I think that is a big, that shows us kind of where the priorities lie here for Challengers League, is just making sure you're clean through to the very end. The times are secondary as long as you win the round. Woestyle doesn't make it past that first jump. That's unfortunate. He won't make it onto the identity whatsoever. McQuattro falls off the edge, so does Link, and through goes Scandir. 107.0 is good enough. No problems whatsoever. He will take that, force a draw.
That's unfortunate for Woestyle. That first jump, he'll do it. He'll pull it. There's a Dexter for us, right at the finish line. Lovely, you love to see it. I mean, the door was open for Alternate Attacks to tie this map back up, but Woestyle, an error on the first jump, we very, very rarely see it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, very, very rarely. Well, EXALTY, stay out ahead. It's fine. No problem. Look, everybody makes mistakes on ramps. It's fine. But I do think they really, really will be wanting every single point that they can get out of this one. So that's going to hurt a little that neither of them made it through the identity cleanly. They're going to need to clean that one up, especially on their own map pick. They need to show Alternate Attacks that they still have that pace that they had last time around. I think a tiny, tiny mistake from Woestyle drops him back a couple of tenths. Link now well out ahead.
Woestyle will be trailing, heading towards the back half of the map once again. It's Link and McQuattro first and second. An ace would be big for EXALTY here, moving to 6 and 2. That record that looked unbeatable on Parkour for Alternate Attacks. And we'll hope that, you know, that doesn't turn out to be a cursed scoreline for the match.
Well, we'll see. Link and McQuattro first and second now. Woestyle catching back up, and Scandir is also just about makes it over that first jump. Oh, everybody keeps it clean for the first jump. Can they keep it clean through there? Scandir cannot. Woestyle takes first! What? Where did he come from? How did he have that much speed? I have no idea. It's another draw.
I think there was a little bit of a speed loss, a little slowdown for both McQuattro and Link heading into that final jump, because they end up not making the last jump as well. They do get across in second and third, but it means another tied round. EXALTY stay 1 point ahead. This will come down to the wire at this point, barring a big swing. This is really the midpoint of the map now. An ace right now would heavily tilt things in either team's favor.
Absolutely. EXALTY somehow have I'm not going to say choked 2 rounds, but it really does feel like they could have been well ahead by this point. They're still only keeping that lead by 1 point, and as we know, with a team like Alternate Attacks, that can be pounced on absolutely, well, very quickly. I'm not going to say immediately. Oh, Link doesn't quite make it round that drift. Oh, he bashes into the checkpoint as well. He's going to fall well over a second down on his teammate and everybody else in the server right now. Woestyle leading from McQuattro, leading from Scandir. Scandir takes a little inside line and takes that second place back.
Yeah, we'll carry on the speed there. It was Link betrayed by muscle memory there, you know, made a little bit of an error and then started to turn in for the corner. Was like, whoops, I am not around this corner yet. McQuattro's gonna need to catch, though. He needs a mistake, get a Scandir or Woestyle. This next beam, the one that they fall off most often, they are clean through it, and the finish is good enough as well. Both of them will hold hands across the line in that one, and that is a very important ace for Alternate Attacks to swing this match suddenly in their favor.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say I predicted it, but I did just say that Alternate Attacks do kind of pounce on that, and EXALTY, their lack of points in the last 2 rounds comes back to haunt them, as now Alternate Attacks have overtaken them and moves themselves closer to track point. Not quite on it just yet, but 2 round wins gets them this map away. All they need to do, keep a player in first position, and so far that has seemed relatively trivial for them.
Yeah, they've managed to do that more often than not here on reps so far. An ace back for EXALTY. That's kind of what it feels like they need at some point between now and the end of this map, because Alternate Attacks are not going to be giving up those top 2s very often, very easily, and then just scraping out 1 point over and over between now and the end with a round win somewhere in there as well. That's going to be good enough for Alternate Attacks. It's up to EXALTY to displace them somehow.
Woestyle stays out in first position once again. He's been clean today. He's been clean on this map as well. He's been forcing out draws, been able to get aces for the team as well. Now he falls back behind Link there on the penalty grass section, but only barely. It's going to come down to thousandths unless somebody makes a mistake here on the identity. It's neck and neck. Woestyle and Link. It's going to come down to how clean they get that jump. Woestyle is a little angled further. Link pulls out ahead and gets them a round win. A very important round win at that. But Alternate Attacks move themselves to track point.
Woestyle risked that, trying to go as far right as possible on the beam to just get the shortest distance into that finish, and Link got the better landing as a result and got across the line a little bit quicker. And EXALTY do claw it back, but that 1 point for alternate attacks, those top twos over and over, it gets them into now sniping range of track point. An ace would be good enough for them. EXALTY cannot afford both players making a mistake anymore. Honestly, I don't think they can afford one player making a mistake anymore on reps.
I really highly doubt it, but they are only 1 point behind. They can flip this one back in their favor without too much of you know, a crawl up a mountain, as they have had to do, as they did have to do on Parkour. This is a lot of an easier situation, so if they can just get themselves one ace here, they put themselves right back in the game. If they get themselves a round win as well, they put themselves on level pegging with alternate attacks, and it's going to be an incredibly close round this time around. It is Scandir out ahead, but everybody is within a tenth of each other now, and it's all going to come down to how cleanly they get this one. Link pulls out ahead. He may just stay ahead of Wosal. He does indeed. McQuattro comes third, and it's a round win for EXALTY, taking them to 8-8.
That's big! EXALTY clutch up in the last 2 rounds. They have sniped away wins both times. Link, absolutely the hero at the moment for the team too here on reps. And if they can do it one more time, that's it. They will have just pulled back a 2-point deficit the hardest way possible, with win after win, not an ace in sight. It would be heartbreaking if they gave it up to alternate attacks now.
But 8-8 is a very scary scoreline, because you need to stop the opposition from getting really anything more than a draw. That is all you can afford on this one if you don't win the round out yourself. Now McQuattro is out ahead, and whoever is in first place is going to be the hero here on this round. Either they force that draw, or they get the team this win and get this map over and done with. Alternate attacks want to get themselves that cushion back and make sure they're 2 maps ahead. EXALTY need to take this one to bring it to 2-2. So it's all going to come down to these couple players out in front. McQuattro currently that player for EXALTY.
Is leading. I mean, hey, ace is very much not in the cards. A draw is in the cards. McQuattro is getting overtaken by Wosal. Link is there.
Oh!
McQuattro slow. Wosal through the line in first place.
Not now.
Maybe, who knows?
Not now.
Not
No,
like this.
not like
it's
this.
going to be a win for alternate attacks. McQuattro's mistake.
Bro.
Too much. Too heavy. Will drop all the way back on alternate attacks. They hold on. They were very much at risk of losing that map from a winning position, Twiggy, and in the final round, when it counted, it was McQuattro who crumbled.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're squeezing out, you know, hundredths of that identity, you're bound to make a mistake some point or another, and there was really no choice there. You had to push for a brilliant time on that round, and that's going to cost you a lot of the time. Less consistent was EXALTY, and alternate attacks took advantage of that fact. And they're going to be very happy moving into Flip of Faith.
Going to be pretty pleased going into this one. This map picked by alternate attacks, but my mind goes back to watching McQuattro on this map, and McQuattro looked very good when we saw them playing here.
Yeah, they really, really did. I like this. Well, this is one of those maps where it really does come down to tiny differences in how you take. Usually it's corners, but in this time it's jumps. If you manage to get it low down and close to the ground, then you gain so much time not in the air, so you're able to build up so much more speed. But there, thank you, Link, is the worry when you do that, is you're more likely to clip a wheel or bonk into the side of the jump. But as you can see, McQuattro, who got it very nicely, is now out over half a second from alternate attacks, and that is what you can gain by playing it risky here.
McQuattro's best time on this map, a 104.494. That is the current Challenger League live round record for this, and it's over 3/10 clear of anyone else in the Challenger League as well. He's quick here. This is the first time we're seeing alternate attacks on this map, and at least in round 1, and there are plenty of rounds left to go, they do not look to be able to hold a candle to McQuattro. We'll see what the time ends up being at the end here. McQuattro with a good jump on Scandir. Even better. It was a back wheel clip from Scandir that just about denied him the catch just there. And well, it was not a quick round, Twiggy, but it was ultimately a draw, and McQuattro managing to hold on.
I mean, this is one of the maps where we're really not going to see players go towards the records. This is, I think, the map where the biggest difference lies between the Challenger League and the Grand League in terms of... Grand League players are so much more precise that they're able to land much better consistently than Challenger League players from what we've seen so far. And yeah, round on round, we're generally going to see players playing a lot more safe than if they were going for a very good time here. It's a good jump from everybody to start things off, but again, Link this time is the one with the lower jump. Oh, Wosal almost hits the corner of that turn, almost falls back a little further, but again, this can all be equalized by a risky jump at the end.
Cool. Hey, it's time for Alternate Attacks to clutch up so that they can go and play Cup of the Day by winning this map here. And then, I mean, I'd be, like, look, all I'm saying is the storyline of winning your match here, pretty much guaranteeing yourself top 2 in Challenger League and then going and winning Cup of the Day.
Cup of the Day, yeah.
That'd be pretty impressive, all right? Come on, Skandir. Let's see it happen. Let's see it with a finish here. Link is so quick. Look at the race to the line. It'll be tied. It's 2/10. Skandir holds on for the round win. Wosal will come home in third. And Alternate Attacks, they do take their lead.
Skandir 2 for 2 on amazing last jumps there. So hey, I don't know. That is always the difference maker. Is that final jump? If you are clean and you are fast on that jump, you can overtake so much time. You can make up about 8/10 on that one over a bad jump. It really is almost like crashing if you go too high up and one of your opponents goes for a risky jump. So yeah, now we know what the bar is. I think everybody is going to be taking a little bit more risky, and we saw that I think from pretty much every player there. I think Link was the only one who really didn't go for. Oh no! Oh, that's a pipe. Oh, he's gone. He's absolutely gone. He's not making up that amount of time any day of the week. And Skandir pulls out ahead now. And it's all going to be up to Miquacho to be able to try and take this one back. His jumps were good on the first round. Second round, he played a little more safe. He's really going to have to risk it this time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Skandir looking quick did set a new Challenger League record in that last round. And while that's impressive in and of itself, Link was pretty much on pace with the old Challenger League record as well. This was a much faster round 2 over round 1. It's looking to be a pretty quick round 3 as well. Skandir is flawless through that last jump. Another 104.4. And the only reason he hasn't set a new Challenger League record there is because he did it in the previous round.
He has just twice beat the Challenger League record. Well, not his own, but he's done it twice. He's beat the time by, who was it? Miquacho there, twice in a row. Just to throw it back in EXALTY's face there. Really, you know, put salt in the wound is that not only did I beat your record, I did it twice, 2 rounds in a row, and now we're ahead on this map. So yeah, how does that feel, EXALTY?
This is probably not feeling great for EXALTY. Again, this is the first time that we're seeing Alternate Attacks on this map so far. And hey, it's looking like it's paid off. Link is flawless through that jump though, and look at the lead he has opened up. Can he hold this to the end though? Skandir is chasing. Miquacho is there as well to try and hold Skandir off. The end of this round is going to be, it's going to need to be a miracle from Skandir.
Man, a good jump on this map makes you feel things. Not that no other video game can. Oh my lord, Link with a beautiful first jump. Can he keep it clean through to the very end? Because he's gained himself a very nice lead over Skandir and Miquacho. Miquacho thinks, I'm not going to make that. I'm going to fall back. Skandir can't quite make up the difference on that first jump, but the last one, but on the second one, he may just be able to. Not quite. Link stays out ahead by only a 10th. But it's another very good time. It's not quite a record, but it's getting, you know, to the point where one good jump is setting you well ahead of the pack here. Alternate Attacks, they take a draw, but wow.
Skandir nearly hauled him back in. Like, that was very close at the finish line. Skandir is just the best player in this match on the Identity at the moment, by far. It's not even close. And so, hey, it looks like for EXALTY, they need to get a jump that good earlier in the match, because even then, with half a second opened up off one jump, Skandir brought it back within a 10th.
Well, let's see what's going to be good here. Skandir with the best jump on that one and stays well out ahead. Link, he went for another one of his insane jumps from last round, but it was just a little too high. Too much airtime, and he falls back to 3rd place. Wosal has a little more speed coming through here, may just be able to take that position. But again, Skandir out ahead feels like a bit of a death toll here for EXALTY, because he's kept it both clean and fast through those final jumps.
It has been quick, and Skandir once again has the lead, but behind this is very much a 3-way battle. Wosal being relatively quiet on the map so far. This would be a big round to pick back up into 3rd place again. Woo! There goes Wosal. I believe
there goes Skandir.
Skandir's gone. He is in the mud.
Oh, Link! My
Link. He's gone so far through. An ace comes through for EXALTY.
Man.
It's, again, the rounds, they've slowed down a little bit. All right, we're down into the 105s now, but EXALTY, they'll be totally fine with that if they're picking up an ace.
You say that, but if Link had a better first jump, that might have been another world record. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Both of those last two jumps were so good that could have been another Challenger League record if he had a better first jump. But that is really how important each one of these jumps are. You can make up so much time, and it's a brilliant time for Link, and it gives them an ace. Uh-oh, where goes Nualaoch? Is he gone? Is that it?
Yeah. I think
that's
so.
unfortunate. Oh my god, nice one, Scan. Oh, never mind, not quite nice. Everybody makes a mistake. Yay, they're letting Nualaoch catch up.
That's nice of them. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Nualaoch, I think that was probably a full respawn as well. So it'll have to be maybe a full crash before they manage to let him catch back up. But this could be. This is the position we're sitting at the moment. EXALTY just winning this map right here and bringing us to map 6 on the match as well. Scandir, though, is there. He's looming, he's lurking. He is the player who's looked really good. Link has stepped up as well. It's Scandir to try and deny EXALTY a map win.
You can see it happening, can't you? Scandir getting a good first jump. Can he do it? Oh, it's brilliant. It puts him in first immediately. The final one just has to be good enough. And it's more than good enough. Scandir snipes both EXALTY players on the jumps. Pulls himself out. 1 full second. That is insane to be able to do over the course of that final couple jumps. EXALTY, that's got to feel incredibly bad.
Doesn't just deny the win, keeps it tied, moves alternate attacks an ace away as well. But EXALTY, a round win now, good enough for them to bring us to map 6.
Oh boy, it could all be over here. EXALTY, all they need to do is get a 1-3 here, and they seem to be good enough to do that. But alternate attacks, you never really know. As long as Nualaoch really turns up on this round, it could just be all over for EXALTY, because Scandir is in killer form and looks like he may just be getting first places for breakfast on this one. McQuattro stays out ahead for the time being. Link, he's the one who usually gets the better jumps out of those two. He may just try to catch up in that final identity, but so far Scandir and Nualaoch with the 1-2 that they need.
They need it. The ace would be big. What a comeback this would be as well on Flip of Fate. Off the back of Scandir driving some insane times with some insane identities as well. First jump through and Scandir is unsurprisingly clean again. Nualaoch is as clean and it looks like clean again, but it's not clean enough for Nualaoch. McQuattro has him and we will do one more round at least. Teams tied at 9-9.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It just this map always brings out brings out some of the best rounds we will see. That final jump can be killer if you get it right. McQuattro risks it. He, I mean, look, the early bird gets the worm. He absolutely took that one away. Full credit to risking that one in a position where he really needed to, and got it done. 9-9 now, and this is where it really matters.
Scandir had to drive a 104.5 as well. It was a really good time in the last round, and still McQuattro just pushing that end as hard as he did, nearly managed to take it away completely and turn that into another draw. Didn't happen. This is it. A win is it. Link is too safe there. You cannot afford it right now. You need to get at least a 3rd place, and well, this could be a draw. It could come down to a mistake on the identity, but trusting alternate attacks to make a mistake on that identity right now, I don't feel good about it.
Well, McQuattro is out ahead by only a couple tenths. That's usually a pretty damning thing on most other maps, but this one, we've seen how much time Scandir can make up at the end, how much time anybody can make up at the end, and McQuattro is even losing his lead here in the regular part of the map. How good will the jumps be? Can McQuattro stay out ahead? It's another beautiful, clean jump from Scandir, but McQuattro is good as well. Can he stay ahead for that final jump? Can Scandir catch up? He may just be able to! He does! It's amazing! Scandir, he gets it done! 500th gets him that round win. 11-10. Alternate attacks take it.
The snipe is huge. McQuattro, I don't think did anything wrong there. He did not risk too hard.
That was a really good ending from McQuattro.
He didn't safe it too much, you know. He needed a round win. He needed to not throw it away. But Scandir just goated on the Flip of Fate identity. Just too good. And there you go. Alternate attacks, they win the map as a result.
Great is not good enough on Flip of Fate against Scandir, I guess. That is unbelievable. He set a new challenger's record twice. We may also put in there over McQuattro. who has now lost that map and lost his record in the Challengers League. Brilliant performance from Scandir, and brilliant performance from Alternate Attacks as well.
That does mean, unfortunately for EXALTY, they have one match left with a chance to try and pull themselves out of the bottom 2 spots. They need to beat Orcs GP Nualaoch tomorrow, and that's doable. I think it's very doable. I kind of feel for EXALTY in some way, Twiggy, because I look at the 3 teams that are tied at the bottom at the moment, or were tied, I guess, before this match as well. And I say EXALTY have had some of the most competitive matches of those 3 against the teams at the top of the table.
Yeah.
But they're now facing down the barrel of going to that promotion relegation tournament.
Yeah, and the sad thing for them is that one of the teams that they're up against in the bottom 3 is going to win one of their games. Guaranteed, yeah. Because they're playing each other. BS Plus Competition and Easy Dream in the final week are going to be playing against each other. So it means that now EXALTY need to win that game, because one of their opponents is going to win and is going to move up to, well, at the very least, 5-2 in the standings. So, or well, 2-5, I guess, but still, not quite 5-2. That would be very impressive.
Match
that would be amazing. But no, yeah, this is a really awkward situation for them to be in. And again, they didn't win as many maps as they would have liked to. They didn't win their first map choice in Aeropipes, and that is a killer blow for a team that is down at the bottom of the leaderboard.